Okay. Yo, what up? Peaceblade here with a... This is so scuffed. Doing it the old Twitch to YouTube video. I'm doing another twink video here. I want to make one just about what I know best, which is Paladin 19 twinks. And I want to just make a quick guide on like what you want to do if you plan on making one, especially after you saw my tier list video about Paladins being the best class. So to get into it, you kind of want to look at the auction house early to buy the gear that you need, that you can get beforehand. And the gear that you want to look for that, let me skip this shit. This is what you want to look at right now. You want to get a Redbeard crest, Sentry cloak or Firebane cloak, Silverlink foot guards, Thorbia's gauntlets, and a fortified belt +4/+4, or you can do the deviate scale belt if you want a little bit more stamina at the cost of like strength and or armor. And what that gear looks like, oh shit. What that gear looks like is these boots are bis, throw minor speed on them. This is the belt I'm talking about. If you don't want to do this one, you can do deviate scale. It costs a shitload, but this is really cheap. Or you could do the 4 stamina, 4 intellect belt. That one is a little bit more expensive for whatever reason. I guess just because you kind of do want int. Though, and with my build, you never really run out of mana. You get Thorbia's gauntlets from the auction house. These are BOEs. Just good strength, you get some stamina. And also, if you're ever doing a BOE green from the auction house, make sure you're getting the max stats on it. Like, you can find these with +3 stam, +4 strength, or the other way around. Make sure you're getting +4/+4 so you don't waste your time. You want the Sentry cloak from the auction house, 5 stam, 4% or 4 agility is pretty nice. And your other option there is I don't have it on this character, but Firebane cloak I like a little bit for that 5 fire resistance. Same stamina. You trade the agility for fire resistance. Sometimes maybe you'll want it for like resisting grenades, or if you're fighting a fire mage or some shit. Or if you're fighting someone with like double fiery weapon on their things. You can also get a Shadow Fang. If you want a budget Shadow Fang, you can get a skeletal club. It has a similar proc just without the plus shadow damage, so it's like a little bit reduced. And Redbeard crest is pretty sick. I like it a lot. +6 strength is nice. And in your gear, you really just want strength and stamina, I think. So you would go out, you would get those BOE guys ahead of time, or just like while you're leveling, make sure so you can find a good price on them. You should be looking for your enchant mats as well. I guess I'll talk about enchants and gear in a second. So the leveling process, when you make your character, what I'd recommend, unless you're just getting straight boosted by somebody, is make like a little heirloom set. It can be cloth, so you can give it to all your characters. It can be whatever you want. But just like buy some level 1 armor vendor pieces and a cloak, and just throw some enchants on them. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. This is, wow, my gear's fucked up. I was probably exploring, but this is what I use. I have the armor kit. You can put a higher armor kit on these, I think. Some boots with minor speed are really clutch. Gloves, you can do 5 strength is really cheap. You can do 7 strength if you want. A shield with stamina, this is a really cheap one. You can do 9 stam. You want a weapon, honestly, this sword is just cool looking. And it has a really high DPS for its level, but you can do anything. Probably something that your character starts with, because to use this I had to run to Stormwind and pay for the training. But they're like fiery weapon on it or life stealing on it. Fiery weapon's probably the way to go since it's a lot cheaper, and it lets you just blow through all content, just like having the fiery weapon enchant on something. You can go level 1 to 10 in like 45 minutes or some shit like that if you really just like clear stuff. Bracers, you can throw strength on them. Chest, you can throw health or whatever. You can do something on the cloak too. 3 agility is probably insane crit at this level. But yeah, just get a little set like that you can trade between characters. Make sure none of it's soulbound. It saves you a lot of time. So make one of those guys. Have a set like that. And then you're going to level to 10 doing whatever you want. And then at this point too, you want to think about exploration XP. Like if you want to do world PvP later in Hillsbrad. If you want to do world PvP later in Ashenvale or in Stone Talon, you should explore those zones. And you should at least do Stone Talon as a Paladin, because you're going to need to do some quests at Black Rock, or what's it called, Black Fathom Depths. You have some quests to do, and in this area you have the Glacial Stone quest chain to do. Like all of this you're gonna need, so make sure you explore that. But just the safer you are with that, the better. Like, even I would recommend exploring around Ironforge and Stormwind in case you get bored and want to jump around and like level your weapon skills. I actually fucked up this character by being 9 XP away from leveling, and I just went to Steel Girls Depot and it gave me the last like 9 XP I needed, and it broke the character. Also, you want to do some Stranglethorn Veil exploration. I would do the whole zone just to be safe and get that XP out of the way. Get Gurubashi Arena if you want to do AGM, and get like the coastlines if you want to do the fishing contest. So make sure you get that. And when you hit level 10, you can start doing Dead Mines and Wailing Caverns runs, and you want to just make sure that you get all the BOPs that you need. So for us, I really don't think that's too much. You can get the belt, or you want this chest from Mr. Van Cleef, and you can get like Cruel Barb or Smite's Hammer, I guess, if you want them, or like a lavishly jeweled ring you can get to placehold before you can get the Warstone Gold stuff. But yeah, I think it's just Defias chest you want there. You can get some other crap as like placeholder gear, and from whoa, nice, got the buff. From Wailing Caverns you can get this, oh shit, it was just there. Cobron's Grasp if you want a different belt. It's 8 strength and 3 agility. It's pretty good. Gives you a bunch of armor. I really like stamina though, because surviving is kind of god tier. But I would think about using this on my next guy. I'm gonna get it for sure. But yeah, I don't think there's much else you want from this. Stinging Viper I actually do like a lot, especially if you don't want to spend the money on Shadowfang, just because this will keep a rogue in combat and out of stealth, or not in combat, but out of stealth for 15 seconds if they want to like gouge, run away, try to re-stealth on you. I think that's about it. There's not much else you can get here. No. Yep. So yeah, at 10 until you hit level 13, do those guys. Do the world exploration. You can even do the AGM turn in here because it gives you like 550 XP. Once you hit level 14, you want to do the quest that starts in Westfall at that tower. That leads up to the Defias Brotherhood quest that gives you the Chalices of Westfall. This is biz for you. Super good pants. Super good. So do that. It might be like a full level or something crazy. At 15, you could do the Talbar Mantle quest that you get from fighting the dude at the end of Wailing Caverns. That gives you the Glowing Shard. You do this quest. It's really quick. It shouldn't cost you too much. At 16, you go back to Dead Mines, you kill Van Cleef, you get the Seal of Rin quest chain, gives you this ring, which is awesome. And then at 18, you want to do the quest lines in Ashenvale that give you Glacial Stone, Arctic Buckler, and Beetle Clasp. These two are in Black Fathom Deeps, I forget which it is. Glacial Stone is just like a world exploration shit quest in Ashenvale. This is going to eat up a ton of XP, so that's why you want to do everything early, because this gear is like this for you. Beetle Clasps are right here. Better than the greens you can get or anything else you can get. 5 stamina is juicy as hell. And Glacial Stone is Biss Alliance 2-handed weapon. This thing is god tier. Better DPS than anything else. Great weapon swing speed. And that frost damage proc is awesome. So once you've done all that and you're max level, the other thing you could do, you could buy the ring. Fuck, I forgot what it's called. Shit, there's 2 of them that you can get. Blood Ring, it might be one of them. It's like 5 stamina, and there's another one you can get. They both drop in Stockade, so if you do Stockade runs on ult, you can get that stuff, or just buy from the auction house. It gets replaced by Protector's Band, though. Or the Spell Power ring that you can get from there. Once you do that, you want to make sure your fishing's leveled up, your engineering's leveled up, your first aid is leveled up to 225. You want to do a week of PvP pretty early on, so you can get this insignia. I think you just need rank 2, which is like nothing. It's maybe like a couple games. And then yeah, level up your engineering, because you are going to want these from 150 engineering before you get the hat from the fishing quest. And then it lets you use shit like big bronze bombs are awesome. Requires a bunch of engineering. These are sick. You can just throw them straight down. Dynamite is really nice. You can throw it while you're running, like a grenade, to do some extra damage. These guys are cool to have. It's just like a baby version of this, but it has, I think, oh no, same stun timing. I think there's something you can get that has a better stun timing but a smaller radius. These are sick though, because the AoE is massive. Let me see if I can get it going. Big as hell AoE compared to most things. Like this is your normal guy. And you could do the sheep at 150. It's a nice burst on somebody. The scope is the spyglass you can do with whatever. But yeah, biggest thing is this guy. Minor recombobulators are nice to have, and grenades are nice to have. You also want high... Oh wait, anyone can use these? Damn. You want some rocky boots, by the way. I would get like 3 pairs on you at all times, and only enchant one of them with minor speed, so that when you equip these and use them, if they backfire and break, for some reason the game won't break your pair that has minor speed on, even though it's equipped. It'll break one of the scrap ones in your backpack. So that's all the gear and shit you want. You want that engineering for those pieces. You want fishing so that you can get the boots and the goggles from the fishing contest in Stranglethorn Vale. Look that up. You want 225 first aid because that is required to use heavy runecloth bandages, which are god tier. These ones are really good too. You shouldn't, if you're ever out of combat or like not in a hurry, this will heal you to full. You need the book to get this quest or this capped past 150. And then for consumables, you have all those engineering things. You have all your bandages. You want heavy sharpening stones and heavy weight stones. You want potions. The best ones you can get, there's a armor potion that's better than this, but it's pretty expensive. But you can use this. You can use one of these lion strength potions at the same time. You can use the fortitude potion at the same time. If you want some speed potions, healing potions are huge. These are the best ones you can get. Same for these mana potions. You want some food. You want +6 stamina and spirit food if you really want to get try hard. And then are there other buffs? Oh, I don't have any on me. Oh, this guy. Troll's Blood Potion is another best one for you. You could just drink them all before an intense match and get into it. And then you can get like buffs. I like hanging out in Ironforge and like buffing people until they buff me back or just hopping around. And you can get like the 20 stamina priest buff and like the crazy higher level Mark of the Wild and Arcane Ant too that way. If you want to go super try, get the Zandalar buff from Booty Bay or the Onyxia buff from Stormwind. That gives you like, Onyxia buff's insane. It gives you a ton of attack power. And it gives you all that crit and shit. You just like destroy kids. It's disgusting. And those two, Onyxia and this guy, they can't be purged. Same for, I believe, the Smitten buff that you can get in Ironforge on my server. You might not have it on your server. It's from the Valentine's Day thing. If you're a faction donating more to the Goblin or whatever and picked a city, you can slash kiss him, and if he's there, he'll be like by your city's leader, and it gives you 200 HP, and you can like stack it between weeks and between layers. You can kiss the different goblins and get stacking buffs, and it gets disgusting. But yeah, that's all of that. When you're in Warsong Gulch, the strats are like, I don't know, it's pretty straightforward. I got a little map here. I don't know if there's too much to talk about, but I'll try to keep it pretty quick if I can. Let me see if there's anything I missed. Oh, I should talk about talents, I guess. I talked about it in the other video, but let me pop a squad. It looks like no one's griefing out here. That's pretty cool. So for talents, if you're holy, I don't really know the holy gear. It's gonna be something different, but I think it just is a lot weaker than what I do. You go divine and spiritual focus. But if you want to be a big baller, you get 5 in redoubt, because when you have a shield with Thorium Shield Spike on it, you shit on melee classes with this. Thorium Shield Spike you put on, you get redoubt. They're critting you all the time. You're blocking everything. It's doing return damage. It's reducing the damage you take. They just get blown up. It's sick. It's really necessary if you ever want to fight a rogue. You need to have redoubt, and you need to go one-handed and shield. And you should have a macro to swap between your two-hander and your one-hand shield, because you could do that in combat. It's really nice. So if I'm FCing or if I'm like getting meleeed a lot, swap to this. If I'm just beating people's asses, go two-hander. But yeah, that talent's huge. Guardian's Favor, again, increasing your Blessing of Freedom time to 16 seconds on a 20-second cooldown is absolutely nuts. This is like your best ability. Use it whenever someone's getting slowed. If you want to chase someone, if you need to make sure one of your teammates can get away, throw this on them. It's sick. Make it a mouse over macro so you can just like have your frames up and just click it on somebody. Same for like your Lay on Hands and your Blessing of Protection. And this is nice too because it puts your bop cooldown down 40%, so you can just throw it out whenever you want. It's really nice. If you throw it on yourself, just know, or a melee, just know that they can attack, so be ready to bandage or disengage or something. But throwing it on casters is sick as hell. And then I just do my last 3 in the hit chance. Seems pretty nice. There's not much else you'd want out of these first tier buffs. Maybe the strength, but it's really not giving you much. Beyond that, you can do like Righteous Fury eats up a purge slot, so if they're trying to dispel you, they have to get through that before they can get through your like important buffs. You can spam Purify. Oh, wrong key. But you can spam Purify. It's a good one to have mouse overed. I normally have it set to like Purify is my Q button. Oh, whoops, that's why. Purify is my Q button. If I hit Shift Q, it gives me the armor aura. If I hit Control Q, it gives me the return damage aura. But you just spam it, especially if you're fighting a hunter. You just spam it while you're attacking. It doesn't waste your weapon swing timer, and it breaks their little poison stings and things. I think Dwarf is probably the best race for Paladin, honestly. I didn't mention that before. I'm just human for the you know, the cool factor. But Perception is pretty nice. It lets you do things like run into the enemy flag room and pop perception right as you come in to try to catch the rogue who's waiting to sap you right here or over here. It actually happens all the time, so perception is really nice for that. What else is there to talk about? That's the talents. And yeah, enchants I kind of went over. Speed, plus 100 HP, plus 100 HP. 5 resist. You can do agility here, I guess, if you're a wild card, or you can do armor if you like that. 100 health or plus 4 stats is best for your chest. I think I might do plus 4 stats on my next guy to see how it is, but I'm just a fan of having a massive health pool because it makes bandages and lay on hands a lot stronger. Big stamina on these guys. For weapons, you can do a couple different things, and then I just want to get gloves out of the way. You can do 7 strength on gloves. You can do agility too, but strength is king because I don't really get anything for the crit. I just want to hit people hard as hell. For wrist, you can honestly do healing power maybe, and for gloves, I might do healing power next one, maybe not. Now that it's coming out in phase 5, but for your weapons, fiery weapon is your best DPS increase. It's nice, and it scales well with Seal of Righteousness, everything that has a proc. Crusader is okay. It procs so rarely that honestly I prefer to go fiery here. And then for your sustain, if you want to run like a sustain survive dual one, life stealing is kind of better than fiery. They both have the same. They'll proc 6 times per minute, but life stealing heals you for 30 HP and it does 30 damage. Whereas fiery weapon just does 40 fire damage and has a chance to crit. So better damage, but I think lifestealing better overall. Alright, so that's that. Your abilities, bubble, bandage is amazing. Blessing of freedom all the time. Keep your team blessed with whatever they need. It's just a huge help. Seal of Righteousness all the time for that double proc rate that it gives you on your weapon swings. So double proc for chance on hit, blasted target, and fiery weapon is huge. Throw in a Judgment of Crusader if you're in a long duel and you know it's going to stay up just because it gives you that bonus holy damage from Righteousness. Spam your Judgment. If you have mana, you should pretty much always have mana, I think. I don't see why you'd run out. Hammer of Justice is great if you need to get away from someone or you need to get up on someone like their FC. You can do it and then bandage, or you can do it and then just get like a free attack and then get in front of them or get away from them. This buff is going out forever. That's great. Potions, grenades. This guy is sick. If I'm FCing and they're all below me, I could just do one of these and stun everybody and run away. It's also just amazing damage. I have like a macro set, so this is key press. Shift is bandage. Control is weak bandage. All is sheep, because sheep is an instant cast. So if you just want to burst somebody down, just go sheep. Like mid swing, drop your sheep and it blows them up. Is there much else to talk about? I think that's pretty much it. Lay on hands is your last resort. I like to use it often, especially if it's going to be a swing in a fight, like change the tide. Just because having it on cooldown means you're getting more of it, if you're thinking about it that way. And you can also do things like if you have multiple twinks, you can cue a war song, use it, and then if it's on cooldown, you can switch over to your other twink and play it until you have to use lay on hands on that one. Maybe set a couple keybinds for Holy Light in case you're really and you just want to clutch heal on your FC. But I think that's kind of it. For strats, it's like, I don't know, you come out of the gate. If they're fucking with you, you can go to the side and go ramp to get their flag. If you have someone else FCing, you can help fight in the middle to control middle, because that's kind of what you want to do. You want as few people as possible running for their flag. You want your team to control mid or lock them down in their graveyard so that there's no chance they get your flag. Especially in twink matchups, like twink v twink, if their FC gets their flag and they manage to get across with like crazy jumps, it's so hard to kill them when they know their jumps. They'll just do like all this kiting. It gets really hard to deal with, especially if your team doesn't know how to jump to follow them. But you run in, get their flag. I'd like to go up tunnel if I can, and when I'm coming in, just because I can grab speed, I can get here, pop perception, get around the rogue, get the flag, kite him out either through here or back through tunnel. And if they have a bunch of people coming roof, I can go up to there. This is banana, it's called, this little curvy zone. This is flag room, blah blah blah, mid. Our flag room, Rejuve hut, or Rage hut, sorry. Rage hut or Berserk hut. These are Leaf hut or Rejuve huts. And then you have roof. And this is like ramp. That's kind of graveyard. That's it. But yeah, I come in here, grab their flag. Maybe I still have sprint up. If there's really no competition, I could come in, grab flag, and leave through tunnel and grab sprint and get out fast. But normally you would leave through here, leave through banana to roof to balcony is this little extra overhang area, and then you can leave through their second floor and like run out ramp and go deep wide if you have to, or do the jumps here to get straight through to mid if you want to save time, or you can go wide and go around the graveyard. So that's the general strategy for like FCing. You should know the graveyard jump that you can do over here. Like look up, I'll put it in the description, a link to this guy's video who has like all the great jumps for Warstone Gulch. You should know all of them. You can do a shortcut here to get up. You can do a shortcut here and here to get on top of your tunnel to get to the top of your thing. If you're a female human, at least for sure, there's a bunch of jumps you can do that are really easy to get through the wall, the fence on top of your tunnel. And there's a little jump here you can do to save some time to get around this fence. There's also some jumps you can do right here. You can jump over, and on the little cart here, you can jump onto it and get above tunnel that way. Horde side, there's a graveyard jump, and there's like a deep wide graveyard jump you can do. There's a nice little hop spam you can do to get on top of this tree stump. And there's some jumps you can do over here to get around this guy. That's really effective. There's also jumps you can do to get on top of these huts, which makes it really hard for the other team to get you. But just like learn the jumps, especially if you're doing 19 battlegrounds, they help immensely. Especially this one, like let's say you don't have mid control, you would go wide here and get on top of this and force their team to go around to catch you, and then you can make a break for it over here. Really nice. And yeah, whenever you're about to be just hit up one of these huts, get your mana back, go back into the fight. I don't fuck with Berserker too much because I'm more about staying alive and being persistent than like being bursty. Because just like the damage that you take from having it might not always be worth it, but you should grab it when you can. It's pretty nice. Yeah, that's too much. And if I'm FCing and they got to cross because our team wasn't controlling mid and let them cross, what I generally do is like run up banana, get to the roof, hang out at roof. If I see them coming for me, whoops, what did I just do? Do I do this? Yeah. If I see them coming for me, I'll drop down here and escape, or I'll drop down here and escape, or I'll drop down here and escape, whatever works. But you kind of don't want to be in tunnel because it forces you into a pinch, because if they have people up here and they have people down here, you're just kind of fucked sometimes. But yeah, if you get out to here, you can come out here, you can jump through the wall here to make them run around, or you can kite them down, go back up here to the balcony, drop again, go back to roof, wait for them again. But the main thing is if they're really chasing you and they're on you, you can come out here, hop to the tunnel, see if you can lose them on fence. If you can't lose them on fence, there's some drops you can do to get to the little ledge on top of your tunnel and hide out there and see if you can escape them that way. If you get away from them, or if they keep following you, you can jump here, come up tunnel, grab boots, reset the situation, or you can go up to do the graveyard jump, get up here again, and reset the situation. That's kind of the game plan for the most part. There's like situational shit that's going to come up, and you're just going to have to get a feel for that. Also, shoutouts to this dope-ass Warstone Gulch map. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for Paladin, man. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments and shit. Other than that, cheers. Take it easy.